Coming up on State of Events, new details from the gruesome triple homicide in Riverside last Friday.
And the long-awaited grand opening for Bay Area travelers.
State of Events starts now.
Good evening and welcome to State of Events. You're tuning in to the very last show for 2022. I'm Evangelina Perez.
And I'm Sophia Villalba. New details are emerging about a triple murder in Riverside, California. Police say a former Virginia state trooper murdered a teenager's family and set fire to their home. As CNN's Camila Bernal reports, authorities say this tragic story began when the man met the girl online and obtained her personal information by deceiving her with a false identity known as catfishing.
Police say the call came in just after 11 o'clock Friday morning, asking for a welfare check after a teenage girl, appearing to be distressed, was seen near a car with a man.
The house on fire.
Then 911 dispatchers received multiple calls about a fire in the same neighborhood.
They found 3 people deceased inside the house.
The 3 victims, the girl's mother and grandparent.
We had a grandmother, a grandfather, and a mother of this teen murdered by this suspect who travels from across the country for most likely would be the sexual exploitation of this teenager.
According to law enforcement, this is a case of catfishing, a situation where someone pretends to be a different person than they actually are for the purpose of someone exploiting another person. The suspect, 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards, developed an online relationship with the teen, then traveled across the country from Virginia to Riverside, California, to find her.
We do know that there was some direct messaging, text messaging going on.
The suspect turned out to be in law enforcement, a person who was going through orientation to be a patrol officer with the Washington County Sheriff's Department just 4 days before the murders, and was a former Virginia state trooper, according to police. More than 2 hours after Edwards drove off with the teenage girl, police tracked them and says Edwards fired shots at sheriff's deputies during a pursuit. When he lost control of the vehicle, the teenager fled the car and Edwards pointed a gun at the sheriff's helicopter before deputies shot and killed him.
This is just a very tragic example of how dangerous those interactions can be.
The teenager in this case was unharmed and is now in protective custody, according to police, who say they now worry Edwards may have targeted more catfishing victims.
It's hard to believe someone who's going to travel all the way across the country, kill a grandfather, a grandmother, and a mother of the teenager he's trying to sexually exploit, that he hasn't engaged in similar type of behavior before.
6 people were killed at the Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia, when a manager and suspect, Andre Bing, opened fire with a handgun before an employee meeting last Tuesday night. City officials say that Bing had no criminal history prior. They also mentioned a 9mm weapon was used in the killings, legally purchased that day. A note found on his phone stating that he felt coworkers mocked him. After the shooting, Bing inflicted the gun on himself. He was pronounced dead. Here are the names of the victims.
The accused Buffalo, New York mass shooter pleaded guilty Monday to state charges including murder, domestic terrorism, and attempted murder as a hate crime. 19-year-old Peyton Gendron is accused of killing 10 people and injuring more than a dozen at a grocery store in May. 11 of the 13 people shot were black, and investigators believe Gendron targeted them based on their race. If convicted, Gendron could face the death penalty.
The long wait is finally over. The Central Subway in San Francisco now has its trains rolling, but it will be just a weekend service until the new year. State of Events, Nasu Nguyen has more.
That is right, Eva. During the weekend, folks can now take a ride through the 4 new stations built for the new subway. And the best part? It'll be free to the public during this limited service.
Welcome to your station.
After decades in the making, The new Central Subway is now open to the public, offering a weekend-only limited shuttle running from 8 a.m. to midnight. Starting next year on January 7th, the route of the current Metro T line will be extended to 4 new stations, giving direct connections from neighborhoods like Bayview and Visitation Valley to Soma, Union Square, and Chinatown. Muni first introduced the project in 2010. It has since come across compromises and delays that would lead to a 4-year push back from its original opening date and a $1.95 billion budget, which was $375 million over what was expected. Many are looking forward to how the new transit system will help local businesses in the Chinatown community.
Well, I have a business in North Beach, and so this station is the beginning of a game change for us in terms of access to North Beach for the rest of San Francisco on public transportation. So I'm very excited about how much easier it's going to make it for my audience to come to our show.
The new stop spans at 1.7 miles, beginning at 4th and Brannan, then stopping at Moscone Center, Union Square and Market Street, and ending at Chinatown. The Central Subway aims to improve transportation to and from some of the city's busiest areas. It will also help save more time when traveling from different parts of the Bay Area into densely populated areas like Chinatown.
It saves 15 to 20 minutes in order to get to jobs in Mission Bay from Chinatown, or from Viz Valley all the way up the T3 line to Chinatown.
As much as this is a historical moment for the Chinatown community, some have criticized the project for not expanding the stations even longer to places like Fisherman's Wharf. Despite these concerns, people remain optimistic for the subway and what it holds for the future.
I'm not an impatient person. I understand that things unfold over time, and incremental progress is still progress. I do want more progress, of course, but it's a beginning, and beginnings matter.
There's no question this new subway will benefit the Chinatown community. But there's one question that remains. Will the costs outweigh the benefits and what we get for it? Only time will tell. Hopefully, this is just the beginning of something much bigger. Reporting from San Francisco's Chinatown, Nasu Nguyen, State of Events.
Amazing. A big step in San Francisco transportation indeed. Nasu, what could we expect to happen with the Central Subway in the future?
Well, Eva, the SFMTA is planning to see if they can feasibly create more stations in the north side of the city near Fisherman's Wharf and the Presidio, but it's going to take some patience. In the meantime, we can utilize what we have right now.
Thank you, Nasu.
RSV is putting a strain on pediatric hospitals and could be declared a public emergency soon. Mike Valerio reports.
The holiday season is in full swing and people are hitting the roads and skies at nearly pre-pandemic numbers. At the same time, a triple threat of viruses looms. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, in particular, is causing major concerns for children. And according to Dr. Anthony Fauci, it's at a critical point, approaching an emergency.
In some regions of the country, we're seeing that the hospital system for pediatrics are at the point of almost being overwhelmed. When you have very little wiggle room of intensive care beds, when you have like almost all the intensive care beds that are occupied.
With the trifecta of COVID, flu, and RSV circulating right now, Dr. Fauci says protecting yourself this holiday season begins with your vaccination status.
We have 2 of the 3 of the trifecta. We have vaccinations for clearly COVID, particularly with the updated boosters that are now available. We have vaccinations for influenza.
Medical experts suggest that if you're going to be getting together with others, go back to the basics and use common sense. Stay up to date on vaccines, wash your hands, and wear a mask around others if you're in the vulnerable category. Suggest everybody take a quick COVID test also before getting together. One silver lining, though, other countries have already seen their flu and RSV numbers peak early and start to come down.
We're hoping that that's going to happen because both flu and RSV have come to us earlier than it usually does.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Coming up after the break, take a look at how SF State is helping students with food insecurity.
And the results of the World Cup. We'll be right back.
No sé. Llámalo.
We get a mic check from you?
Is it on?
Yeah, so would you just tell me what you had for breakfast?
I had nothing.
Welcome back to State of Events. San Francisco State University is taking the initiative to provide for students in need. The Food, Shelter, and Success program aims to provide resources for issues like food insecurity, housing crisis, and other financial issues. You can apply for food programs directly on their website or stop by the Wellness Center on campus. Just scan the QR code and help yourself to snacks or other necessities like sleep kits, hygienic items, and more. Open Monday to Thursday. You can also follow them on social media at SF State Cares.
A stylish boutique has made an appearance here at SFSU. In between the Fine Arts and Humanities building lies a pop-up store that is hard to miss. International Boutique was founded in Coarse Gold, California. The area is home of the Pica Yunaha Ranch area of the Chukchansi Indians, a federally recognized tribe. The collections are hand-woven from countries all around the world like Peru, India, Nepal, and Mexico. But they won't be here for long. Their last day on campus is Friday, and they are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The United States advances to the knockout round of the World Cup from 1-0 win over the Iran on Tuesday in a politically charged rematch for their famous meeting of a quarter century ago. No problem. It's okay. All right. I mean, I messed up too, so we're all good. Oh, I look nice in that shot. Oh, geez.
It's over the shoulder right, Jen. It's the other shoulder.
Right?
Yeah. That right.
It's not right because it'll cover her face.
They're going to move it to the left.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can go to the right.
Oh, so the camera.
You can pan the camera, but don't now. Don't now. But if that happens, you can.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why you're panning.
Oh.
I feel like I would show in the shot then if it was like.
I can also add.
It's not your role. You're fine. You're helping out.
Oh. Okay. It's okay, we got this.
On the left or right?
Yeah.
Everyone's doing right.
Yes. I forgot their right is opposite my right. Yeah, our right is the opposite because we're facing each other. So he probably means like move me over here. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The United States advanced to the knockout round of the World Cup with 1-0 win over Iran. No, I was just practicing. Sorry. The United States advanced to a knockout round of the World Cup with 1-0 win over Iran on Tuesday in a politically charged rematch of their famous meeting a quarter century ago. Christian Pulisic scored with a crashing headfirst into the goalkeeper in 38-minute mark. Pulisic sprawled on the field and was lying on the goal for about 3 minutes as he received treatment from the U.S. staff. He re-entered the game but was replaced at the start of the second half. This advances Team U.S. to play on the Netherlands on Saturday. Well, I'm really happy that he did it. He took one for the team and it paid off. And go Team USA.
Yeah, you know, Saudi Arabia plays Mexico tomorrow, so that's going to be a very interesting game to watch.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. Well, the Great Barrier Reef is in great danger. That's according to a report backed by the United Nations. Scientists performed a 10-day monitoring mission of the Australian coral reef and concluded that climate change has majorly affected the reef's ecosystem. The report said some of its recommendations must be addressed with utmost urgency before irreversible changes happen. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the world's 7 natural wonders.
Coming up right after the break, people are rushing to the stores for their holiday gifts.
And a special farewell from our State of Events family. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Did you hear those jingle bells? Well, Santa is almost here. From stocking stuffers to Christmas decor, holiday shopping just started and 2 of the most famous days to shop just arrived. Erica Rodriguez has a story.
Thanks, Sophia. Black Friday is known for being one of the most craziest shopping days of the year, and this year did not disappoint. I know a lot of people look forward to the best day in that week, Black Friday, of course. On this day, a lot of people get to enjoy the amazing deals and discounts.
I prefer Cyber Monday because I personally just like to avoid the chaos of the mall. I get to go online, take my sweet time, and scroll through everything, and if there's any problems, then I can just return it and again avoid the chaos.
Black Friday is usually just for one day, but if you didn't have time to go to your nearest mall or store, don't worry, because you can shop your favorite things online for Cyber Monday on the same discounts. I'm here at Emeryville at Bay Street Mall. This mall is one of the most famous malls around the Bay Area, and this one mostly because of their famous sales. See, I'm more of an online buyer, so my favorite day is Cyber Monday. For State of Events, I'm Erica Rodriguez.
So Erica, were you able to do some Cyber Monday shopping?
I didn't because I have to save money this year, but it feels like I can do online shopping all year long.
Thanks, Erica.
Thanks, Sophia.
Dashing through the snow, and a one-town traditional is back on the magic of Christmas is celebrated every year at the temple in Oakland, California. Visitors usually attend with family and friends. The temple is filled with beautiful lights and Christmas-themed music. On some special days, they even have performers for visitors to enjoy. There is no fee, so you can hop in and sleigh or with your car to take your family to see the fantastic viewing while exploring the different spaces around the Christmas-themed area.
I come here every year with my family. It's just, I think, a very great bonding time, and you know, it brings out the Christmas atmosphere.
With 26 days till Santa comes down the chimney, our very own State of Events team explains what they like to do during the holidays. Let's hear what they had to say.
So my holiday tradition is everyone goes to my grandma's house. We all bring a dish. I usually bring desserts, but this will be my first holiday at home because I've worked retail for almost 8 years, but now I get a chance to spend with my family.
I really like to be around my family, so what we usually do is we usually go on hikes and walks during that time and watch movies together. And some other things I also enjoy doing is making holiday foods, desserts, and holiday drinks.
My favorite thing to do at Christmas is take out my little niece to go do her Santa photos, as well as go out with my family to go to Christmas in the Park in San Jose. And then a Christmas tradition that my family and I used to do, not as much now, is make tamales, especially with my grandma.
One of my favorite things to do during the holidays is spend time with my family. Usually that's traveling back home to Cuba, and I get to hang out with my grandma, I get to hang out with my cousins, eat a lot of food, dance, everything.
So this is no surprise being a Becca major myself, but I always looked forward to the different Christmas specials that they would broadcast on TV during the holiday season. It was such a huge part of my childhood, and I know that this year they're having a Mariah Carey Christmas special, so I'm really looking forward to that.
So one of my favorite things to do when I'm home for Christmas time, I take my dog to PetSmart because they have a day where you can go to PetSmart and get a picture with Santa with your dog. And my dog does not like Santa at PetSmart, but it's really funny and it's really cute.
Christmas is one of my favorite times of year, and this is going to be a really special Christmas because it's the first one we'll be celebrating with my son Paul, who is turning 6 months old this month. So we're excited to get matching pajamas for me, my wife, baby Paul, our dog, and grandma, and we're gonna take a photo and then read the Christmas story from the Bible and eat pancakes.
I'm looking forward to this Christmas to spend extra time with my family. I have 2 young daughters who are 1 and 5, and we usually invite their grandmother over, and they do a little spend the night and wake up and open presents. But being in the industry, a lot of my tradition is usually involved with bowl games, so college football is a big tradition around Christmas in my house.
So every year for Christmas Eve, my family throws a big party. We get everyone together and we play some Christmas quizzes, and they get a little bit more competitive than they should, but I look forward to it every time.
Back when I was growing up, one of the bigger holiday traditions that I had with my family was we would go to Knott's Berry Farm, because we were originally from Southern California, and we as a family would always take a ride on the little stagecoach they had, and it was just one of the better memories I had with my dad and my sister.
I remember as a kid at Christmas time, our grandmother would always make this giant ham, and it was always my favorite part to put the peppercorns into the ham, and so every year my great-grandmother would let me put the peppercorns in the ham, and that's just a really fond Christmas memory of mine.
Usually we just go to either a family member's place, also bring food, gifts, and
like, just fun days like that. It's like a birthday party, but like for everyone.
We usually have like a tree of our own we pick out on the weekend, go home, decorate it for a few hours, admire our great work, and then usually find something good to eat at night.
Our tradition really is we celebrate Christmas morning, and then we all go to work after. We get the time and a half, but we still celebrate with each other in the morning.
I love to go ice skating. Fun fact, if you tie it tight around your ankles, you won't fall. It holds you in place. You got this.
I really like to be with my family, and especially I enjoy baking Christmas cookies.
Okay, my favorite thing to do during the holidays is on Christmas Eve, me and my nephews, we all get together and we bake cookies so that when Santa comes to visit them, he's got treats.
Me and my family get together, and over a period of 2 or 3 months, everyone gains like 15 pounds. We eat ice cream, cake, pies.
I have an uncle that flies in from London. I have another one that flies in from Florida, and I have an uncle that flies in from London.
Into the holidays, so spending time with our family and our friends.
Yes, and I love to take my family out to Christmas in the Park in San Jose. It's beautiful. And I hope you guys enjoy too, attending wonderful Christmas Day events. Well, that's all that we have for you this time. Thanks for joining us on our very last live show for this series of State of Events.
We would like to give a huge shout out to the class of 516, our TV news crew. What better way than to bring them all out here? Come on out!
Well, that's a wrap for State of Events. I'm Evangelina Perez.
And I'm Sophia Villalba. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays!
Good job, guys.
That was cute.